I'm trying to show you a short overview how I use clock, and maybe to tell you a bit more about why I did this, why I developed this kind of thing. Mostly the main reason is I'm a live guy. I like to play live, and I try to avoid computers for a long time because of this synchronization shit you have with every DAW, with Cubase, Logic, Reaper, Ableton, whatever. And the thing is it's not about the wonky clock everyone is talking about. I think the main reason is because it's not compensating the latency of your devices you try to implement in your setup. The thing is, I used I still have the Acme 4, which for me is now obsolete. It's sitting around there and doing nothing. It's a cool clock thing. It's pretty expensive. It's pretty reliable. But if I use it in my live set, like I have an audio track, sending audio triggers to it, like as you might know with a MIDI clock, you're sending triggers, and it's doing MIDI clock out of audio click triggers. But if you just drop in something which may introduce heavy latency, like a audio plugin, like me, I'm using UAD Apollo, and all these UAD stuff shit is some plugins are introducing heavy latency. You end up with shifting the clock anyhow. So you have a pretty solid clock, but dropping in a plugin which introduces heavy latency, you have to still shift the clock afterwards. So the thing is, I don't. I just I was really sick of it. So I try to develop something which is not doing this, and lucky me, it's working somehow, at least for all the Mac users out there. I hope that in a future release all the Windows user will be pleased as well, hopefully. So yeah, this is a setup. I just want to show how I use clock in a live situation. And yeah, for the demonstration, I just delete this because I just do it whilst I'm playing something now. So my setup is pretty clear. As I showed you in the video before, there is no sync engaged here. Just my ports are enabled. Yes, audio is 48 kilohertz, 64 samples, whatever. I have a MIDI channel here with my clock devices. In this case, it's 3 because I have an octa. Oh, sorry, I just pressed it. An Octatrack TR09 and SH01A. I set them up like chose the ports like here, like so, blah blah blah, and yeah. So here is my external instrument, the bass drum, because I panned the bass drum to the right and I panned the rest of the TR09 to the left. So I have 2 channels, bass drum and the main part as I named it here. I grouped the channels, and I have an octatrack which has like 4 outputs. You can use them as 2 stereo or 1 stereo, 2 mono or 4 mono or whatever. I tend to use them as 2 stereos. So I have the AB here, the CD here, and I grouped it as a, oh, I have 2 utilities. I don't need that, so just get rid of it. Okay, so why I used utility, you may ask. I don't do it on every track, but normally, because I play live, I have a MIDI controller. I don't use a mixer. And my MIDI controller, when I put my fader up to the highest position, it's always on 0. And when I put the utility, I can just gain stage the stuff, what's going on, and I can just dim it or power it up if it's too low, or mostly I dim it. So when I just pull down the fader, it's off, and when I pull it down the fader, when I push the fader up, it's to the highest level I need. What I decided to, it's all about gain staging, you know. So I don't have to think about like where to drop the fader, or where to put the fader to have it sound like I want it to. Yeah, okay. SH1, there's a MIDI clip playing something, not now, but later on. Same procedure like having an external instrument here, blah blah blah. I have an impulse, which is pretty the standard plug or preset from the 808, as you might see here. Just have some hi-hats, offset, offbeat hi-hats, 2 rim shots, and a wonky snare here. So reverb from wait a sec, here, reverb from Eventide, blah blah blah, Echo Boy for delay, crystallizer from Soundtoys as well, which is really funky, I like it, and crystals, which is pretty much not the same, but similar to the crystallizer from Eventide. That's it. Just pull it like this, and so yeah, the click is running, and I show you. This is the octatrack. Some vocal parts on this one. And retrigger. Some chord shit going on here. And maybe I put this on mute. This is a kick from the TR-09. You know, the reason why I did this trigger shit, and also why I did this sequencer, is the trigger shit. I'm pretty lazy doing breaks and fills and stuff, and so I decided like to have just a restarting like this. And because I'm much more lazy than this, I decided to have a sequencer doing this for me automatically, so I can choose like every 4th bar is my retriggering, putting something in, or I can randomize, or I can auto randomize. this is just all about like giving me hands free for something else, like why I don't have to think about like retriggering. Okay, so same here. I can put it to 8 maybe. Step 2, whatever, starting at step 9. And every time it drops to 0 here, the retriggering is kicking in. I put these to group 2. So when I use Alt, normally I can stop and start, and when I use Alt, I can do it with every device which is in the same group. Like so. I still can just stop the sequencer here and engage the MIDI clip. And even if I stop this one, I can restart with an auto trigger and disengage the stopping like this. Stopping the clip. So these are stopped now, but because of the same group, I can just re-engage them with pressing Alt. Like so. Or retrigger them. one on every bar. Okay, this seems to be a bug. I have to stop and start again. Maybe I fix it in the next release. Anyhow, I like to have bugs because then there's something to do. So if you see a bug or hear a bug, please tell me. This is just engaging every bar when I set this to 1. And the auto random is just doing random stuff. Oh yeah, so let's put this off to, sorry. So there are some devices. This is because the legacy mode is here. Because if I don't have it on, it's just sending start signals. So some devices like the Octatrack and some other devices are not reacting to a start signal while clocks are sent to the device. So you see there's no retriggering happening because the Octatrack needs a stop signal before a start, and this is what this does. If you engage it, it sends a stop before start. And yeah, if you have a device which is not reacting while stringing like this, and this is set to modern, just switch it to legacy. And it should run. Yes. So I hope that you got a better understanding now why this is like it is and how I like to use it, because I like to play live, and even if you don't play live, it's cool just to have a jam, just to decide, being in the studio with your friends and someone's coming up and yeah, let's put this machine on, and you don't have to stop Ableton, you just put another track here, like blah, put a external instrument, choose the ports here, drop another clock and kick it in, like maybe like this. I'll take this one and I'll take this one, and actually this is the digitone. Let's see what's happening. There's the clock. So here, choose the port, stop this one, engage this, because of the same group here and here. And do just this. So yeah, that's it. So I guess we have another video soon. So yeah, so see you next time. Have fun. Happy clocking. And cheers. Take you out.